The corrupt organization that is FIFA, which received a lot of criticism for taking football to Qatar, are now taking football to Saudi Arabia. Are they actually trolling us? It just feels like they're laughing to our faces and publicly, and the corrupt leaders of FIFA. So, let's talk about this nonsensical story. There's been a lot of criticism about the Qatar World Cup because not just the way it was built on and all the migrant workers who lost their lives. Put that aside for a second, because that was a very humanitarian crisis that everybody ignored. There was also a lot of hypocrisy over values and morality, and they didn't really create a fun environment for the football fans, their families, and the actual football players. In fact, there was a lot of dodgy political stuff happening where they stopped any sort of slogan or whatever, but then they allowed their own Qatari people and authorities to do pro-Palestinian stuff. Now, it's going to Saudi Arabia. This is absolutely fascinating. So, we are going to have the the World Club Cup going to Saudi, which is basically next year. And no one's actually talking about any of this because obviously when it comes to the club side of the World Cup, it's not as glamorous as what we had in Qatar. But again, if we want to be going with principle and values, then there must be some sort of outrage about this. But no. The mainstream media are absolutely fine with this. Interestingly enough, you've had, oh dear God, this guy, Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal, coming out, who's actually in charge of this in Saudi, saying that many fans will have recently witnessed our ability as a nation to compete at the highest possible level on the pitch. Oh, we're going to get to this. He says, now we have the chance to prove that we are also world-class hosts of it. We look forward to showcasing our genuine love of the game and our desire to be a force for good. Okay, let's talk about your high-class quality or whatever you said to compete on the pitch. Saudi Arabia, every time they went to the World Cup, they've been destroyed by every single team. Repeatedly. Even the last one in Qatar, out of 32 teams, they came 25th, literally just above Iran. I think it's not really a good sign, and above like Qatar and Wales and Serbia. So, and surprisingly, they did actually better than I thought. But in reality, they're not really competing at the highest level. And that is not the highest level of football. Don't pretend that you're suddenly Brazil. So, based on that, you don't deserve it. Based on your own immorality, as what we call it, your state is an authoritarian state. Your culture is a backward culture. You can't claim that you're now a modern society that wants to compete and you want to host for the whole world. I don't care what you guys do domestically with your own domestic leagues. Also, speaking of domestic leagues and their football and their whole society, let's not pretend that there's also a bit of hypocrisy. Everything is about money. Because Cristiano Ronaldo, who you now bought for one of your clubs, decided to get you guys to bend the rules, literally bend the marriage law for him and his girlfriend. So basically, he went to the authorities in Saudi, and because you're not allowed to be with your partner unless you're married, he told them, if you want me to play for your team, firstly, give me millions and millions of pounds or dollars. Secondly, this woman will remain my girlfriend. I'm not gonna marry her. I love how he doesn't want to marry her so much. He had to go to a government to bend the rules just not to propose to her. That's a whole different problem, by the way. Imagine if you're with your partner and you really, really don't want to propose, you actually get the government involved. To say, can you help me not marry her? It's brilliant. As a story, it's brilliant. But it takes me back to the hypocrisy of the FIFA organizers. Because we also now have countries like Egypt who are also ambitious to host the World Cup in 2030. Are you kidding me with this? Egypt. We're not talking about the Egypt in pre-2011. We're not talking about the 1990s or 2000s or even 1980s Egypt. We're talking about the current Egypt. It's not the same anymore. You've got military coups happening. You've got the idiotic backwards culture of certain minority of people who control the local authorities. Do you really think World Cup happening in places like Egypt will have the same effect as if we would have it in Germany or in the UK? No. It's going to be like Qatar all over again. Maybe worse. Because they can't even control their own militants. At least in Qatar, you don't have crime. Because if you commit crime, you've been in a lot of trouble. But in Egypt, the increase, the rate of crime is still going up massively every single second. And stuff happens on a regular basis. But now, first we had Qatar, then Saudi. Now you're going to have Egypt, potentially, if they work with Greece and other countries. But what is the point of FIFA at this point? What is the point of having any sort of impartial organization as a referee? Because that's not how it works anymore. They've already been exposed for being corrupt. So when I call them corrupt, this is not some sort of slander. I'm being factual. And any basic reform that they've done, changing leadership, hasn't really changed anything because it's all about their own globalist money. And everything goes back to that. And fake power, fake status. Ego, ego, ego. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this new development. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.